My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. I want to read you a New York Times article. It's a fantastic piece, and the title is, "I muted Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton during the debate. I still knew the score." So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to this. The establishment, the machine, is so frightened, is so petrified, that Hillary Clinton lost her lead after cheating Bernie Sanders. So the machine took care of Bernie. The machine is trying to marginalize Jill Stein, but that's not good enough. So they're in overdrive. I'm going to read you this amazing article. I have no beef with the writer. Excellent writer, by the way. This is with all due respect. Let me read you the New York Times article on how Clinton won, even with no sound on the television, with the TV on mute. This is the article. I'm reading it to you. "It was a little shimmy of her shoulders, cheeky, insouciant, accompanied by a big, toothy grin." Her opponent smirked. This is like the beginning of a porno. So this is where this is the machine working overtime to prop up the hot sauce is not working. Do you understand? The hot sauce isn't working. So they have to do everything possible to make her heroic. Meanwhile, Jill Stein is like battling cops and, being forced away from the debates because she actually wants democracy to work. No. It's the shimmy. They're throwing they're shoving the shimmy down your throat. Hillary's shimmy, which was completely fabricated. And I didn't get to even see it because of the dumb split screen. All I heard was Trump's snorting, the sniffles, and Hillary just smiling condescendingly like she did to Bernie. But anyway, let me finish. "She looked as if she was having fun. He, not so much." I'm not making this up. This is the actual New York Times article talking about the debates where the author didn't even put it on mute. So I get why he was doing it. He wanted to look at the nonverbals fine. Trump is belligerent and Hillary is very arrogant, / poised and graceful to the establishment. Anyway, the exchange came as the first presidential debate was building towards its conclusion Monday night. What was it about? I have no idea. Per instructions from my editor, I was watching with the sound off. Alone. No checking email. No social media. It was, for me, a silent debate. It was a silent debate for most people. If you didn't want Hillary to win, nothing, your mind wasn't, you had the same thing, you had the same mindset going in after, you had the same mindset after the debate as you did before the debate. Or if you pulled for Hillary, like the establishment and loyal Democratic establishment types, Hillary won hands down. But every online poll, Time Magazine, every online poll, by and large, shows Donald Trump winning, just like Bernie Sanders won. Let me continue. The idea was simple: to test the theory that what presidential candidates, in this instance Hillary Clinton and Donald J. Trump, say during the debate is less important than what they look like while they're saying it, which is true. So I agree with the author on this. We have a warped, very vapid version of what presidential means. So Hillary can just laugh. Trump says, "Hey, you spread the birther myth." She laughs because she knows that she used a racist 3 a.m. ad, or that she takes money from prison lobbyists, or in 2008, she spread a photo of Barack Obama in African attire that David Plouffe said was the most shameful offensive fear-mongering of the whole election in 2008. But I have to continue. Then the author goes, I mean, you can't win with Clinton. So if it's Bernie Sanders, who basically was the nicest person ever, he was yelling and pointing. So he was shouting. That was the big sexist thing. They claimed he was sexist because he was shouting, Bernie was. Now, of course, Trump was himself, but it began, of course, with the ritual handshake at center stage before the candidates retreated to their lecterns. After the shake, Mr. Trump placed his hand gently on Mrs. Clinton's back. There were different ways to interpret the gesture. Was he being patronizing? Trying to assert his alpha male dominance from the get-go? Or just looking to demonstrate that he felt comfortable, relaxed, unthreatened by the professional politician? How about their friends? How about go to the Google, type in Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump wedding, or Donald Trump, Bill Clinton golfing. They're friends. He donated to Hillary's Senate campaigns, and he donated money to the Clinton Foundation. They are friends. They've known each other for a long time. It'll be no surprise to learn that Mr. Trump is loud even when the sound off. With the sound off. I can see that. All right, then it goes on to, here we have the machine working overtime. In the face of this continual turbulence, Mrs. Clinton had a studied serenity. She has made no secret of her assiduous debate preparation. Who cares? She's been in politics her whole life. What is this stuff? Like, you're supposed to be happy that she prepared for the debate? I don't get that. So he made it a comment. Big deal. And I couldn't help feeling that she had prepared for the very exercise I was engaged in. She seemed determined to make sure that her body language and facial expressions didn't communicate frustration or irritation. Well, considering she had the FBI in her pocket and the media in her pocket, and no matter what she does, whether it's Bernie Sanders on the left or Trump on the right, she's still going to win a debate in the eyes of the establishment. So every online poll, and even the swing state polls from reputable polling companies, are showing Trump winning. And then it's this overdrive. Whether she was or not, could this possibly be fun? She succeeded in looking the part. She appeared unbothered, even amused by Mr. Trump's apparent assaults. At times, she looked a little smug, surely a lot smug to Mr. Trump's supporters. There was plenty of smiling, another product of the debate prep, no doubt. Yeah, it's the same thing she did to Bernie. It's a condescending smile. There's nothing sexist in saying that Hillary Clinton does not represent all women. Women do not face FBI criminal indictments. Women don't defend child rapists and then laugh when they pass a polygraph test. This is Hillary Clinton. The suggestion seemed to be we were all in on the joke. She had her hand gestures as well, including her version of the trademark Clinton thumb, but she did little in the way of violence to the air around her. She did little in the way of violence to the air around her, but she did a lot in the way of violence to Iraq, Libya, and Honduras. Minor detail. Visually, anyway, there was a discernible arc to the event, with Mr. Trump growing more agitated as the night wore on, and Mrs. Clinton becoming almost giddy with what she felt increasingly like genuine pleasure. You can't make this effing stuff up. You can't make this up. This is in the New York Times. And I'm clickbait. H.A. Goodman's clickbait. But this is good. And now for the best part of the whole thing. Which brings us back to the shimmy. The shimmy, everybody. The shimmy. Which brings us back to the shimmy. So if it's not the hot sauce or between two ferns, now it's the damn shimmy. They won't stop. They will not stop until she's in the White House. Which brings us back to the shimmy. Absent words, it felt like the most telling moment of the evening, a memorable, instinctive reaction. Bull crap. A memorable, instinctive reaction to what I imagined must have been a Trump howler. Oh, wow. In that instant, it was clear that the debate had produced a winner, at least to those of us who hadn't actually heard a word of what the candidates had said. Yeah, Mrs. Clinton. He had vibrated with anxiety. She had radiated cool confidence. Is this like those like romance? It's like a romance novel. The author's writing a romance novel. It's come to this now. He had seemed to be crawling out of his own skin. She had looked uncharacteristically comfortable in hers. You have to read this. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Read the article. Read the article. This is amazing. Minutes later, it was all over. Once again, the candidates came together. Once again, Mr. Trump put his hand on Mrs. Clinton's back, this time with a little pat, as if to confer his approval on a job well done. This gets weirder and more bizarre, and it's like nauseating. Mr. Trump's family came out to greet him, but they opted to not linger, exiting the stage while Mrs. Clinton and her husband celebrated the moment with their fans in the audience. And now for a reality check. October 17, 2012. Green Party candidates arrested, shackled to chairs for 8 hours after trying to enter Hofstra debate. So, Dr. Jill Stein, who is a powerful, courageous woman, doesn't have to shimmy, doesn't have to, smile condescendingly at people or laugh all the time during a debate. Green Party, and this is a Democracy Now! Article in 2012. Green Party presidential, this is just giving you an example of what real sexism, violence, brutality, however you want to describe it. Dr. Jill Stein endured something that Hillary Clinton could never endure in her whole life. And people say the shimmy is so fantastic. They're talking about Hillary Clinton's shimmy, which is completely contrived and fabricated. She probably tested it out like 20 times in the mirror. Green Party presidential nominee Jill Stein and vice presidential candidate Cherry Onkala, this is in 2012, were arrested Tuesday as they attempted to enter the grounds of the presidential debate site at Hofstra University. So, Dr. Stein was escorted away from the debate site just the other day. In 2012, they did the same thing, but like other third-party candidates, Stein was blocked from participating in debate by the Commission on Presidential Debate, which is controlled by the Republican and Democratic parties. This is courage. This is two powerful women. And this is an example of a human being, a very, very courageous woman, who went up against the system and is still going up against the system in Dr. Stein. Stein and Onkala were held for 8 hours, handcuffed to chairs. As she was being arrested, Stein condemned what she called this mock debate, this mockery of democracy. Just hours after being released, Stein joins us in Democracy Now! Studio. So I will leave you with the Democracy Now! Article in the video, and I will leave you with the New York Times article. They accuse me of clickbait. But the clickbait for Clinton is good or accepted or normal. The debate the other night showed two candidates who should not be running for president. Bernie Sanders was cheated. He should be the Democratic nominee. And Dr. Jill Stein, I'm voting for Dr. Jill Stein. She should have been at the debates. And in terms of sexism, Dr. Stein has experienced an immense amount of sexism from an establishment, Democratic establishment, that doesn't mind using sexism or redefining the word as long as Hillary Clinton can utilize it as a political weapon or a political tool. Give me your thoughts below on the romance novel in the New York Times that I just read, and Dr. Stein being a true example of courage and a truly powerful woman Thank you so much for listening.